Hey guys, wanted to talk a little bit about this business plan project and make sure you understand what's going on. There are some things that I don't really like the layout and location of some things where you can find information. And if you form your business, you can't go back and do that. So I want to clearly go through a few things. So once you finish up with the last individual lesson, you go right into the business plan project within VB. You know you're going to have to write a business plan, but you have to get information from this before you can do your business plan that you write. So again, what's going to happen first is you're going to go back and in step number 2, you want to do some surveys. You want to find out what's out there. Okay, what are people interested in? And again, when you run these surveys back underneath your survey, once you find your results, maybe you want to find out like what services they purchase often here, and you can change this and maybe say 2000 for the number to survey. Question to ask. Here's your survey results. So where you're looking at this is where you can sort of help narrow down like maybe what kind of business. So again, I would simply leave this the way it is, like right here, like oil change. Everyone's doing an oil change. So again, they have again a lot of things that you can go back if you want to go back and you're thinking about like maybe a plumbing business on here. Again, you can sort of checking things off and you can limit things. But essentially, at one point, you're going to have to come back. If you're thinking about doing a catering business, you're going to have to do a screenshot here of sort of this information right here and then put that back in the business plan. So find out what the interests are in the people that you live close to here that we want to go back and work with. The next thing is we want to find competitors. So we want to go back when you're thinking about, all right, well, I want to look at maybe, let's check out our competitors. And we can go back and we can say, all right, like maybe the auto business, auto repair shop. Again, there are several out there. Again, not saying you can't do that, but you have competition. So again, maybe you want to find out what's going on, see what kind of rankings they are. I think that's important, especially if you have like some businesses out there with very poor rankings. Again, it might be good to start a business and you can capitalize on that. But again, be careful about if the market is oversaturated with businesses in that same field. So if you have got a lot of competitors, I'm not saying you can't do it, it just makes your job a little bit harder. Then you got to go back and you got to find out some more things here about labor. So before I recommend about going too far into this, when you come back into this and you want to form your business, this is what I want to make sure you're clear on. Don't form your business now. Investigate. So if you're thinking about a like auto repair shop, click on auto repair shop. You get some information up here. It is critical that you have access to this. If you form your business, you don't have access to these links. Not that I'm aware of. And what I've done before for people is I had to reset their SIMs in order to get back to this point here. So it tells you at the very beginning, you're going to need a minimum to start an auto repair business of $57,000. So if you go through all your calculations on your worksheet and you only show me that you need a loan of $40,000, there's something wrong. So again, when I look at this for an auto repair shop, I'm going to go back to research products. And again, here are some things that we can be doing within the auto repair business. Everyone needs an oil change. So again, when you click on requires, this is where you can come up with, hey, look, I want to open up a garage where I can do auto or oil changes. I need at least a vehicle lift, at least one of those. Maybe I want to put 2 in initially. Okay, my oil drain and oil caddy. So here is some, hardware, some equipment that you need to purchase. So again, I've already showed you that there is a worksheet for major purchases. It will tell you consumable supplies. This would be your cost of goods sold that you're sharing, and then also down here it will tell you about the type of personnel that you're going to have to hire or have on staff for this individual job. And then from there is another labor supply. So for a technician, it will talk about right here, there's someone applying for this. Here's your salary requirement range. Again, you can sort of see what's out there for you know, who has what for the technicians, and you can sort of see what they're asking for. So again, you may not be able to get someone, as cheap as the average out there. So again, you have to look for personnel. So the more things you add, so for example, back on the auto business, if you want to also then think about, all right, well, maybe I want to do auto transmission. And then if you look at the requires, it tells you again the equipment, pretty straightforward. But now we're looking at, in addition to a technician, we have to have a certain level of competency in education or certification. So we need an ASE master certified mechanic to do that. They're going to get paid more. So you have to factor that in. So you need access to this information right here, what I'm showing you on the screen, to help come up and formulate a plan for your financials. So in your business plan, you have to indicate what's going to be your major purchases. Okay, and then you've got to go back in to look at your different areas for like revenue, and then your cost of goods sold. You've got to look at your rent and how much. And again, like I said, this is going to help you out. So it's going to say, all right, you probably should need at least 4,000 square feet to do an auto repair business. Not saying, you can get something bigger, but again, you're probably going to pay more in rent on that. Other things you can do to help figure this stuff out underneath reports, okay, research prices. So when we look at the auto repair business, here is a quick table where you can sort of look at like the low, medium, and high pricing strategies for what it costs. So for example, an oil change, maybe medium is $53. And again, maybe you want to, again, when you get your loan, you can establish that, but that will help you with like sort of getting the idea on what it's going to cost. So again, they're going to give you like a retail here, but back in the products for the oil change, it talks you about here, it's going to cost you, $13 to do this. And then I don't know, as far as when we start looking at the personnel and technician, you may be figuring like in half an hour for an oil change. So again, really, I mean, that is going to be making up your $30 on that. So again, this will help you come up with sort of like the cost, the personnel. And for personnel, what I would do is I'd simply calculate 40 hours for that. So if you have 3 technicians, take your hourly rate that you have hired them for, or you're looking at the different resumes, multiply that by 3. If you have a certified master mechanic, again, you've got to take that and multiply that out by 40. Don't start with a lot. It's easier to add later on as you gain profits. So again, you don't have to start with a full-blown garage and having 5 oil changes, 1 4-wheel alignment system, auto transmission. You don't need all that. You can always go back and add as you go through and do this. So again, it's important to get to this. Don't form your business until you sort of narrow this down with things. The other thing, when you look at this, please make sure, again, understand that, you're right now, I think everyone's starting with not much money in their pocket. They have $500. And like I said, this is the idea. Use this information, and then in Schoology, go back to lesson 4 in VBE and pull up the financial that we did. The financial that we did had pretty much the whole layout from everything. And again, find the week where we have the most negative, negative cash flow is the terminology on that. Find out where you're losing the most money, and then from there you can base it upon that. So it may not be just simply what you see with that same formula that we did on 4. You have to go through and figure out what week we're at. But again, like I said, this is simply an idea of how we want to get started on this project. Once you have your business plan done, again, include your facts, submit it to me, message me, and then I'll get back to you. If there's anything I see that's drastically wrong, I'll message you and let you know to fix it. But like I said, from your request, I will grant you a loan along with an interest rate based upon what you're doing on your business plan. There is no specific grade for your business plan submission. That's incorporated into the 100-point business plan project. You still have to meet the goal of having your total assets of 10 million. Okay, so again, the business plan that you submit to me allows you to get started in your business. You get the money from me along with the interest rate. So again, that's the key with setting up your business plan for this. Let me know if you have questions.